Welcome to the Vet S.O.S. Veteran Entrepreneur Spotlight. Remember, don't drown in the sea of transition. Grab the Vet S.O.S. Lifeline. The Veteran Entrepreneur Spotlight is proud to be affiliated with Neil Haley's show and sponsored by SpearPoint Solutions. SpearPoint Solutions is a one-stop shop for leading-edge products, services, and training from multiple vendors. From AI training to corporate gifts and much more, they have everything you need to help your organization thrive in the modern economy. Please check out all their valuable offerings at spearpointonline.com, and remember to use the VetSOS code on anything you purchase there. That will help us continue our mission of improving the lives of those who have served. Today, we're sitting down with Kayla Corbitt, a recognized leader in military and veteran child care advocacy who turned her passion for improving family support into a successful and highly respected nonprofit. With over a decade of experience navigating the challenges the community faces, she identified critical gaps in child care access and created solutions designed to meet their unique needs. Leveraging her expertise, Kayla founded an organization dedicated to simplifying childcare access for military and veteran families, combining personalized support with streamlined navigation of fee assistance programs. That is fantastic. I can't wait to jump into this. How are you doing today, Kayla?
I'm fantastic. I appreciate you and everyone else's patience as I join you from my car because our air conditioning is out.
Yep. So anybody who's ever been in a heat wave and had the AC go out, these are things that you got to do. So we're glad you're able to join us. And this is a fascinating topic, one that I know was near and dear to our heart as far as my family's concerned. And we actually made the decision for my wife to stop working and stay home with the kids because, one, it was going to be about her, basically her whole paycheck was going to go to paying for childcare. So it didn't seem like there was a point to it. So definitely a serious topic for our community and looking forward to jumping into this. But let's start with, your entrepreneurial journey. What really gave you that bug to become an entrepreneur?
Honestly, Sean, it was, why not? I had nothing to lose. We are active duty. And as you said, I didn't have children, to be honest, when I started this. I just had a lot of free time. So as I twiddled my thumbs, we were stationed at CONUS, and the only position that I could get at the time with my master's degree was $10 an hour watching people take a test through one-way glass. So I spent a lot of time online just researching. And I was like, how are you guys paying your student loans? I don't understand how this is working for everybody. And they said, well, you can't work because you don't have childcare or you can't afford the childcare. And then it was after I had my own children, then I was like, wow, you are spot on. Like that is something. And for everyone to have this issue and for there not to be anyone really trying to jump in and solve it. I just saw an opportunity and I thought starting your career over every year or two anyway, might as well.
That's so true. And we talk about it not nearly as much as I think we should, but the spouses and the struggles that they go through where every couple of years having to restart essentially. Sometimes you get lucky and get in with a company that you can transfer with, but for the most part, a lot of spouses, especially going to OCONUS, overseas, you get that issue where, you may not be able to find something on post. And okay. So what's been the best and the worst part about being an entrepreneur?
Oh gosh. I feel like the answer to both is just the hustle. It's so odd because I've never thought I would own my own business. I never wanted to. I wanted to clock in. I wanted to clock out. I wanted to spend time with my family. And if I'm being honest, seeing what I've built year over year is the best part. I mean, yes, it does take 10 to 12 hours a day sometimes, including weekends. And you really got to find those pockets of splitting my time between what I want to build. I don't want to say a legacy, but what I'm trying to build for the nation and spending time with my family. So I find myself chasing the hustle and at the same time trying not to let it overwhelm me.
Oh, man, that is so true. And as someone who's been married for 24 years, I do a lot of my stuff on the weekends or early morning when nobody's up so that I continue to stay married.
Yes. Yes. Oh gosh, my husband, the amount of times that he has said, I thought you said that this would mean you could work less. And I'm like, I did say that. I'm not going to gaslight you, sir. I said it. And that will be accurate in 2 to 4 weeks.
Yeah, my wife rolls her eyes every time I say, hey, I got an idea for a new show. Because she knows what that turns into. But In all reality, we've been extremely blessed with our organization and the fact that I have so many great people coming on board to help us do these shows. And so trying to keep it so that, my investment in time is a lot less, and I can, focus on the family like I promised her I would after the military. So definitely trying to keep those promises and not be called a liar.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really delicate balance, right? Like you want to,
Yeah.
I find myself frequently thinking, I want my kids to see me working. It's important that they see, especially women, working if they want to work, if that's what they want to do. Because I have two boys. And at the same time, I'm thinking they're only little for so long and I should spend more time with them. And it's a delicate balance and every family's different. I too work a lot on weekends and at 5 a.m. and at 9 p.m.
Yeah, and there'll be weekends like Father's Day weekend where I was like, "Hey, we're all going out to dinner," and you would think I told them to go outside and do lawn care. So, the joys of teenagers and early 20s.
Far different, yes.
Yep. All right. So, entrepreneurial programs. Have you participated in any programs either through the military or other networks to help you build and learn how to run a business?
I did, because believe it or not, when I said the master's degree for $10 an hour, it was not in business. Never ever thought that I would go this way. And so I had a very steep learning curve. I jumped in 2 feet first and thought, how hard could it be? And I was able to fake it till I made it for a little bit. I ended up participating in Bunker Labs. I did a stint with Bunker Labs. But my largest one was with Warrior Rising, and their Vetrepreneur organization. And so that is where I got a lot of my mentors from. And I'd say like that is where I built most of my knowledge around this. And then it was actually through Warrior Rising that I was able to get startup funding. So they do pitch competitions. And I was terrified. I did a pitch competition with the knowledge that they gave me. I won. And it really just gave me the confidence to then go out and be like, that wasn't that bad. And I went out and won more pitch competitions until I had enough capital to start the organization.
That's fantastic. And you just rattled off a bunch of great programs. Just phenomenal. I've done the Bunker Labs, and
Mm-hmm.
then of course I did the Boots to Books through the military and all
Yep.
that in transition. And I'm actually in the middle of the Warrior Rising online stuff, and it just fantastic the way they help you with the language, if you will. Just the way they convert everything, and it really makes it make sense.
I feel like it's the practical advice that we're lacking the most. I could build a business plan. Sure, I can write it down, but how do I put that into practice? How do I translate things? What does this actually mean for me? And I think so when I say the mentorship from Warrior Rising, I think that's that piece that they really nail, is someone who can explain to me exactly what these things mean, for me and my business, not just business overall.
Oh yeah, absolutely. All right, Operation Child Care Project. Tell us about this. What are you doing with it?
Yeah, so we are a nationwide organization. We primarily assist families with case management, one-on-one case management. We learned that every family is unique and they're frequently navigating those childcare options alone. And so we really step into those gaps of care. So non-traditional care is an area we specialize in. Trying to navigate DoD programs is where most of our active duty families are coming from. They see things advertised one way. Trying to get access to it is not always that simple. And so they reach out to us and they think, is it me? Am I the problem? And the answer is almost a resounding no. They are not the issue in this situation. Veterans, though, they have a really unique need. And I think that this is something that just does not get talked about in veteran circles. And that is that there aren't any programs to support veteran childcare. It doesn't exist. And if there are state programs that could possibly be available, most of the time they're knocked out of that with the disability that they get. And so that puts them right over that income threshold. And so they have nothing when they transition out. And so that's an area that no one else is handling and we really specialize in is how do you navigate that transition out? And then how do you get stable so that you can maintain employment? You can go to the appointments you need to go to, and know that your children are safe in doing so. So one-on-one case management is, I would say, predominantly what we do. We have some pilot programs for trusted caregivers, that it's really just because, military families, veteran families, you're not likely to have friends, family, or neighbors nearby to step in when you do have those emergency situations, or your kid's sick, or now your spouse is gone and you have to be the one who bridges that gap and leave work. So really just meeting families where they are, helping them find safe care. It's really where we specialize. Safety is baseline. Safety is the lowest we will go. And then once we get families into a place where they feel safe, their children feel safe, then we can work on, well, what are your goals? What is the quality of care that you're really looking for in the long term? And how can we help you leverage current programs to get there?
That's fantastic and much needed, like we talked about at the very beginning. It's that just the expense of childcare, first of all, and then several on-base programs are like at maximum capacity. I've seen that several times too, so trying to figure out how you can, take care of your kids, work, whatever you got to do. Just a constant struggle. I really applaud your efforts here to try to bring solutions forward.
It feels a little gaslighty sometimes. We talk about resource gaslighting. Just because it's available doesn't mean it's accessible. They tell military, technically veterans are also eligible for on-base care, but considering that it serves less than 8% of active duty families, the chances of them getting in are pretty much nothing. And so we really want to let them know, we hear you, we see you. You're right. You can't get in. It's just not going to happen for you. We're going to call that a plan F, and we're going to work on the ones that would come before
that. Plan F. I love it. I had a sergeant major who said, I have a plan A, B, and C, D, and E. I'm like, all right. Well, now we have F. All right. That's beautiful. So tell us the best place for the audience to connect with you and to check out the business.
Absolutely. So we have our website, occproject.org. If you mess that up, it's okay. I've bought pretty much every domain around it, because that was a lesson that I learned early in my entrepreneur journey, is if you want that traffic going to you, you need to own them. And they're usually only $12 a piece. So take that as advice. occproject.org. And then, of course, through our socials, we are frequently posting there, especially as we come across new programs, new policies, just all across the nation that can help our families.
Outstanding. And highly encourage anybody thinking about, trying to get an entrepreneurship, or, looking for help with your little ones, reach out to Kayla. She's got a great thing going here. She's fun to talk to, and, really has a heart for helping others. So I want to thank you, Kayla, for joining us today on Vet S.O.S. And on behalf of the entire Vet S.O.S. family, we want to thank everyone for joining us today. You can find Vet S.O.S. podcast on all your favorite podcast platforms, YouTube, all social media platforms. Make sure you subscribe and follow Vet S.O.S. so you don't miss anything. And as always, remember, don't drown in the sea of transition. Grab the Vet S.O.S. lifeline.